Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum to all the participants, and thank you very much, the organizer of PIWD 2024, for the opportunity of being a moderator of this distinguished panel of judges representing their respective high courts. And this is the first time, as has already been said by Mia Shiraz, that all high courts of the country are here represented on this very important topic. And I'll start with the introduction, and not very lengthy introduction, of the judges sitting in the panel, except saying that मैं तेरा नाम न लूँ फिर भी लोग पहचाने कि आप अपना तारुफ हवा बहार की है. Those who are sitting here know them all already, and I formally welcome Mr. Justice Asim Hafiz from Lahore High Court, Mr. Justice Mia Gul Hassan Aurangzeb from Islamabad High Court, Mr. Justice Arshad Ali from Peshawar High Court, Mr. Justice Adnan Iqbal Chaudhry from Sindh High Court, and Chief Justice Gilgit-Baltistan, Justice Ali Beg Sahab. The topic, as is reflecting on the screen, is Pillars of Prosperity, unveiling the judiciary's role in economic growth and development. And before starting, and the topic which has been given to me is the role of law and economic stability. Before starting formally, I just want to unveil another thing, that is the conspiracy by Mia Shiraz Saab, who told me, I said that I just left the judiciary and you have made me moderator before judges from 5 high courts. And he said that only you can ask them questions, none other from the lawyers. So I'll be, being old colleague, will be moderating and asking questions on the topics. And the first topic, after introducing my topic and speaking briefly and crisply on it, I will hand over mic to the respective judges. Rule of law and economic stability. The first of all, I want to explain, as I said in my last conference, in the PWD ID conference at Lahore, that rule of law is not properly understood by the people who use this word but don't understand that it is not the judiciary alone who has to implement the rule of law. And in 2021, Pakistan ranked at 130 out of 139 countries on rule of law index, and importantly, it was not the court system. I gave the data last year that courts are deciding the cases more than those are being filed. But number of cases being filed is so huge that the pending cases number is still in millions. So the effective enforcement of rule of law, as I said, is a collaborative effort by judiciary, law enforcement agencies, regulatory authorities, civil society, bar association, journalists, NGOs, and the citizens by obeying law, reporting crimes, and participating in legal process. The rule of law plays a critical role for economic stability and functioning of well-governed, stable country. And the tools are reduction in corruption. By reduction in corruption, if officials are held accountable for delay in administrative decisions on the matters of public and relating to investors and their business due to corruption. The certainty by reduction in the corruption, certainty will come in the system, people shall start believing in the system, and as has already been discussed many times, then foreign investment can be attracted. Here in Pakistan, unfortunately, local investment is not being made in Pakistan, and the investment is flying out of Pakistan. The contract enforcement, it has already been discussed that contract enforcement is important, and if there is a certainty in interpretation of contracts and in arbitration proceedings, if court understand that jurisdiction, before leaving judiciary, I have given a judgment in which I tried to explain that jurisdiction of a civil judge under section 9 is different from jurisdiction of same civil judge under the Arbitration Act. The scope there is very narrow, so the court cannot go into very details or overturn the decision of arbitrators. The court just has to look into the system and procedures to see that no irregularity touching the merits of the case has been committed. So thereafter is protection of property rights, and then is stable business environment. This all would come by the rule of law. And in summary, the rule of law provides the foundation of transparent governance, protection of rights, and a conducive business environment. By upholding these principles, countries can achieve economic stability and stable growth. Additionally, empirical studies have shown that positive relationship between rule of law and GDP per capita, emphasizing its importance in economic development. Now I hand over the mic to Mr. Justice Asim Hafiz, and the topic which has been given to Asim Hafiz Saab is investors' confidence and judicial decision, and exploring impact of judicial or foreign and domestic investor confidence. So I'll pose one question before he introduces his topic, so he may answer it thereafter or while replying to this question. Judge Sahab, my question is the role of judicial decision for investors' confidence. Is it not duty of the courts to settle the differences between the decision of judges of same strength? Like we in Lahore, I can give example that if a decision on a economic matter is given by one single bench, the other single bench, if has different opinion, would not refer the case to a larger bench. Instead, he'll give his own judgment, and then all these cases relating to economy shall be parked in intra-court jurisdictions and will not be decided for a longer period. So how would you highlight it, that how can it be addressed, or it can be thrown out of the High Court so that a final decision comes from Supreme Court? Thank you very much. My next question would be from Justice Mia Gul Aurangzeb Saab. Before that he may answer the question after introduction of his topic, which also relate to the judiciary's role and economic growth. My question is that the ICA, because I just want that the identified issues may continue and be addressed in this interactive panel discussion. So my question is that in Islamabad High Court, there is intra-court appeal jurisdiction, and like in Sindh High Court and other, like I'm not sure about Peshawar High Court, the writ petition is heard by division bench. But in Islamabad and Lahore, it is being heard by the single bench, and very important commercial matters are parked in the intra-court appeal jurisdiction. So my question is, why can't the High Court as an institution, which is being represented by you, this jurisdiction in commercial matters can be changed through rules, and why can't the matter relating to any commerce or economy and maybe pecuniary jurisdiction or otherwise, it can go directly to division bench and from there to Supreme Court. Like for instance, may point out 7E's judgment uh, was given by me, which went in ICA and has been decided recently after many years. And whereas Sindh High Court's judgment has already reached Supreme Court, and almost all the process has been completed and it is about to be argued. But judgments of the Lahore High Court and probably of the Islamabad High Court has not yet reached there. And 7E is a very bigger issue, like it is pointed out, Justice Asim, that protection of property and taxation of property is the pivotal thing. Economy revolves around it, and but we are unable, as a judiciary, are unable to resolve 7E issue yet. Because you have just pointed out that the filing of cases is the basic problem. So instead of waiting for a legislation to come,
Yes.
cannot courts administer uh, or by amendment in rules, the court as an institution can bring uh, some protocols which should be followed by a litigant, because it's very difficult. I am a lawyer now, so I can say it's very difficult to tell a lawyer that he should understand that he should not bring a frivolous case to the court. So when fee is coming and courts are entertaining all kind of litigation, so the lawyer will obviously go. The answer which is required is that can through judgments or amendment in rules by a high court, some protocols are settled, like legal notice has become obsolete in this country.
Yes.
And it was a very important tool to bring forth or get registered the all important legal points, or which we now call legal objections, before the authority through a lawyer, and then thereafter, if there is no answer given after a reasonable time by that authority, 199 should be approached, and 199 itself says that alternate remedy should be availed first. But uh, one
Yes.
way of controlling filing, and the other way, the Islamabad High Court in second round will learn from Justice Mia Gul that how they have introduced this cost system, and now they are getting form signed for the cost system. So please, thank you.
No.
One question in continuity of things what you are saying is that we are here, in fact, what we are discussing is that in available resources and within the available laws, what judges can do and change through their decisions, and the high courts as an institution bring some amendments in law and procedure, or whether should there be a judicial policy of an institution of an high court, like
जी,
full court meeting you
Bashar
see
sahab, ji, I
is
get you.
a tool where you can sit, and I think you should discuss there that how cases should be. And the question in this backdrop is whether there should be specialized benches in the available strength of judges, so that a person who starts his day with as a judge, he has to deal with one kind of cases. For example, if it is family, or like for instance, once I started hearing cases on specific relief act, the suit for specific performance. So after some time, there were few judgments which were being relied upon, and there was few set of facts common to all the cases, and a one day's hearing, other day everything was on my tips, and straight away after 2 3 questions, whether this thing is done, Supreme Court has decided it, and it will just pass on. You can get rid of backlog by giving one kind of work to one judge. This is not the speciality of the judge, which is one thing that which you can create for a judge, and for 1 month or 2 months thereafter he can be shifted, because there is an argument in High Court I've also been facing. I was tagged as a tax judge. Despite doing many other work, still people call me a tax judge. So a judge's specialty is one thing, and you give a certain kind of work to a judge so that his specialty is created and then he can be moved somewhere else. So my question is whether judicial policy in the full court by the judges themselves, by discussing. Normally what happens is that they tell that this much was filing and this much we have decided and this much is done away with, and sometimes we change the jurisdiction and refer all the cases back to the civil courts. So this precisely is the issue. As an institution, how would you respond to it? Yeah, Gul Sahab, there's another question. Having said that it's not the only duty of, not only duty of the courts, judiciary to enforce the rule of law. Becoming devil's advocate, if I ask, this question must be in the mind of many people, that High Court having jurisdiction under Article 199 and Supreme Court having jurisdiction under Article 184(3), and Supreme Court can take suo motu notice as well. When the fundamental rights are not being performed and the institutions are not functioning, protecting people's right, which has to lead to the certainty in the system, do you think that this continuing mandamus, a concept which was introduced in recent past, is a solution for taking over by the judiciary for rule of law and making an environment conducive for economic growth? Thank you. I think it has already been said by Justice Asim very boldly that fault lies primarily with the political system, and there's no consistency in the policy. And one thing I want to make clear is that lack of trust in our system by foreign investor is not only because of political instability, but inconsistency of policies. Policy making is not the job of judiciary. Please understand this. The policies, the power policy, and some of friends sitting here, I was very prejudiced about the IPP contracts, and he, after discussing with him, the idea originally I was told was very viable, and it was same idea was taken up by the Turkey, and the model is successfully being done there. And now the energy companies are selling energy privately like mobile phones, but unfortunately the person who succeeds or the party who succeeds the previous government, they just put on a tag of corruption on the policy, and the policy is thrown in dustbin. This is the basic reason of foreign investors not to come here. So far, interpretation and implementation of the contracts and their implementation is concerned, yes, this is the area which we are discussing here, that our system in lower courts and in the high courts is not providing expeditious justice, and that's why one of the tools which has been introduced worldwide and being encouraged worldwide, the courts under their supervision have started referring the matter to mediations under their supervision, and this is one of the way of getting the dispute resolved, in particular relating to an economic matter. Any other participant, if you want to add to this question, answer this question? For the discussion we had, I think the time is over. The last 10 minutes are not pointed out to me, so I believe that time is over. Shiraz Sahab is giving smile, and thank you very much for all the panelists.